So, Rajesh, let's dive right in. You and Ananya raising two kids here in Mumbai, right? I'm curious, what's the first thing that comes to your mind when you think about parenting in a city like this?
Honestly, Priya, it's the pace. Mumbai never stops. And sometimes it feels like we're running just to keep up with work, school, activities, even just getting from one place to another. The city offers so many opportunities, but it also means we have to be very intentional with our time as a family.
I hear you. And there's this statistic that really struck me. 88% of urban Indian parents say they feel judged on their parenting choices. That's from an Ipsos survey last year. Do you feel that pressure?
Oh, all the time. It's like everyone has an opinion. Relatives, neighbors, even strangers in the lift. Sometimes it's about what school we've chosen, sometimes about how much screen time the kids get. I think it's the scrutiny is just part of urban life, but it can get overwhelming.
I can imagine. And speaking of screen time, there's been a lot of talk about how much time kids are spending online these days. One survey found that 47% of urban parents say their children spend at least 3 hours or more online every day. How do you manage that at home?
It's a real challenge. Both our kids are drawn to screens, whether it's for schoolwork or entertainment. We try to set boundaries like no devices during meals and a strict cutoff before bedtime. But honestly, with online classes and homework, it's not always easy to enforce.
Do you find that you have to negotiate with them, or is it more about setting the rules and sticking to them?
It's a bit of both. With our older one, we involve her in the conversation, ask her how she feels after too much screen time, and she started to notice the difference herself. With the younger one, it's more about distraction, offering alternatives like board games or taking them to the park.
That's interesting, and I think a lot of parents will relate to that. Now, let's talk about the financial side. There was a report this year that said raising a child in urban India can cost around 45 lakhs when you add up education, healthcare, and all the extras. How do you and Ananya plan for that?
We started early actually. We set up education savings plans for both kids and we review our budget every few months. School fees alone can be anywhere from 1 lakh to 9 lakh rupees per year in Mumbai, depending on the school. And then there's uniforms, books, extracurriculars. It adds up quickly.
And healthcare?
We have a comprehensive family health insurance policy. It's essential because about 77% of urban families pay out of pocket for hospitalization. We also keep an emergency fund for unexpected expenses. Regular checkups help us catch any issues early, which can save money in the long run.
You mentioned earlier about feeling judged. How do you deal with societal expectations, especially when it comes to things like academics or extracurriculars?
We try to focus on what works for our family. There's always someone who thinks you should be pushing your child harder or enrolling them in more classes, but we've learned to tune out the noise and trust our instincts. We want our kids to be well-rounded, not just academically successful.
That's refreshing to hear. And what about cultural traditions? Do you find it difficult to keep those alive in a city environment?
It's a balancing act. We celebrate all the major festivals at home, Diwali, Holi, Ganesh Chaturthi. We involve the kids in making sweets, decorating the house and telling them stories from our epics. But we also adapt. Sometimes we have to celebrate on the weekend because of work or school schedules.
Do your children appreciate those traditions?
They do actually. Our daughter loves making rangoli with her grandmother and our son is always excited about the sweets. I think involving them in the process makes a big difference.
Let's talk about support systems. What resources have you found helpful as urban parents?
Anganwadi centers are a big help, especially when the kids were younger. They provide meals, basic health care, and preschool education. We also use services from NGOs like mobile creches, which offer childcare for working parents. And our employers provide some support. My company has a tie-up with a daycare center, and Ananya's gets a childcare allowance.
That's good to hear, but are there any challenges in accessing these services?
There are. Sometimes the centers are overcrowded or there's a long waiting list and not every employer offers childcare support. So you have to do your homework and sometimes push for these benefits.
What about extended family? Do they play a role in your parenting journey?
Definitely. Both sets of grandparents are very involved. They help with school pickups, homework and even just spending time with the kids. It's a huge relief, especially when work gets hectic.
Have you ever had to navigate differences in parenting styles with them?
Yes, sometimes our parents have more traditional views, especially around discipline or gender roles. We try to have open conversations and find common ground, but it's not always smooth. Communication is key.
I'm curious, how do you teach your children about money? Financial literacy is such an important skill.
We give them a small allowance every month and encourage them to divide it into spending, saving, and giving. Our daughter saved up for a bicycle over several months. We also involve them in digital payments, showing them how UPI works, for example, and we use board games like Monopoly to make it fun.
That's a great approach. Do you talk to them about budgeting for things like family outings or vacations?
Yes, we involve them in planning. If we're going out for dinner or planning a trip, we discuss the budget and let them help make choices. It helps them understand the value of money and that we can't always have everything at once.
Let's touch on work-life balance. How do you and Ananya manage to carve out quality time as a family?
We set clear boundaries. Work stays at work and evenings are for family. We cook together, play games, or just talk about our day. Weekends are for outings, sometimes to the park, sometimes to a museum. It doesn't have to be expensive, just meaningful.
Have you found any creative ways to spend time together without breaking the bank?
Community events are great. Many are free or low cost. We also do things like movie nights at home or picnics in the local garden. It's about making memories, not spending money.
Before we wrap up, is there a misconception about urban parenting you wish people would let go of?
I think people assume urban parents are always chasing after the next big thing. More classes, more achievements. But most of us just want our kids to be happy and healthy. We're doing our best even if it doesn't always look perfect from the outside.
And finally, any advice for parents listening who might be feeling overwhelmed?
Don't be afraid to ask for help, whether it's from family, friends, or support groups. And remember, every family is unique. Trust yourself and focus on what's right for your children, not what everyone else is doing.
Rajesh, thank you so much for sharing your experiences. I think a lot of parents will find comfort and inspiration in your words.
Thank you, Priya. It's been good to talk about these things openly.
And to everyone listening, remember, urban parenting is a journey, not a race. Take it one day at a time. We'll be back soon with more real conversations. Until then, take care.